Yes, dear students, we will continue with the structure of small intestine. Okay. Now, in human nutrition, we all know that complete digestion of food takes place in small intestine. Okay. Now, let's see after that how does this absorption process takes place. So, small intestine, the results of complete digestion. Okay, let's see the results. Carbohydrates. After complete digestion of carbohydrates, okay, they are always done in stages. Directly carbohydrates are not converted into simple glucose. They will be converted into intermediate forms as well. So, the end product of carbohydrate, any type of carbohydrate, will be glucose. Okay. So, these are the products of complete digestion which takes place in small intestine. Next is proteins. After complete digestion of proteins, we will get amino acids and fats. We will get fatty acid and glycerol. So these are the end products of the food which we all are eating. Carbohydrates, they will form glucose, proteins will form amino acids, and fats will form fatty acids and glycerol. Vitamins and minerals, they are already in simpler form, they are not digested, they are directly absorbed by the body. Now, where does this absorption process takes place? Absorption process takes place again in small intestine only. Okay. For digestion, small intestine produces intestinal juice. The inner lining of intestine will produce intestinal juice which will help in complete digestion. Fine. Now, this will be absorbed simultaneously in the small intestine. For this absorption, there is a special type of adaptation. Let's see what is that adaptation. Formation of villi. What is this villi? The small intestine, you can see, is having two linings, outer lining and inner lining. This is the outer lining and this is the inner lining of the small intestine. Can you see that inner lining, whether this inner lining is straight? No. You can see that it is thrown into folds. These folds or finger-like projections. Can you see this? Finger-like projections. Okay, they are known as villi. Further, they are also, when we see them very, under microscope, we will see further also they are divided to microvilli. Okay, so what is exactly the function of this villi? Villi helps in increasing the surface area. It helps in increasing the surface area. Okay, can you see the straight line and this curved line? Which one will have more length? The inner one will have more, and when you extend it, it will have more. So it is increasing the surface area for absorption. Then it helps in absorption of food. Absorption of food takes place in small intestine. Okay, absorption of water will take place in large intestine. One more time I am telling you, villi are finger-like projections of the inner lining of small intestine, which helps in increasing the surface area for absorption and where actually absorption of food takes place. Now, if we see this villus, if we see this diagram, if you see it, you will find two important things. One is blood vessel, another is lacteals. Blood vessels will help in absorption of food. Okay, most of the minerals, nutrients, They all are absorbed by the blood vessels. But lacteals help in absorption of fats. Lacteals are parts of lymphatic system. Okay, so they help in absorption of fats. And rest of the materials, okay, carbohydrates, proteins, and some amount of fats and other materials, nutrients, they all are absorbed by the blood vessels. Okay, so this is the place where absorption will take place. What is the method of absorption? It is again by diffusion. Okay, so here blood vessels, their blood capillaries are present. They will help in absorption of all the materials, pass it to the blood. Now all the nutrients have entered in the blood, and blood will carry it to each and every part of the body and will make it available to each and every cell of the body. Lacteals will take these fats and they deposit it under the skin in the adipose tissue. So the layer of that adipose tissue keeps on increasing when we take more amount of fats. Fine. Once this process of absorption is over, we all know the next step is assimilation of food. What is assimilation? Food has entered in the blood and blood will pass it to each and every cell. Cell will utilize the food for its repair, growth, energy release. That utilization of the food is known as assimilation of food. After assimilation, the last step in the nutrition of human is the last step called egestion. Egestion is throwing out of the undigested and unabsorbed food. So after the complete process of absorption is over, the food which is remaining now in the small intestine, which is undigested and unabsorbed, they will enter into large intestine. Small and large intestine, they are a given name because of their diameter. Small intestine has a small diameter and large intestine has a larger diameter. Otherwise, lengthwise, small intestine is longer than large intestine. In fact, small intestine is the largest or longest, you say, part of alimentary canal. It is larger in, small intestine size will be larger in herbivores. The reason is herbivores eat cellulose, and for the digestion of cellulose, they need a longer small intestine. Fine. Carnivores have smaller intestine because they eat animal proteins. They eat flesh which contain animal proteins, which will take less time to digest. They will be digested fast. Plant proteins, cellulose, takes a lot of time for digestion. So herbivores have a longer, smaller intestine. In our body, it is nearly 6 meter long, small intestine, and large intestine 1.5 meter long. Total length of alimentary canal is 9 meters. You all can imagine how long the small intestine is. So it is coiled and adjusted. Now the undigested and unabsorbed food has entered from the small intestine to large intestine. At the entry of large intestine, the part is known as cecum. Okay, in human or in most of these, higher mammals, they are converted into, means that is not useful. You can say a type of vestigial organ is present in the form of vermiform appendix. Okay, why? Because we don't eat much of, we don't need that much of big large intestine, because we are not eating, we are omnivore, we are not eating only plants. So slowly the size is reducing, and now it is in the form of a small comma-shaped pouch called vermiform appendix. The food enters into the large intestine. Large intestine has cecum, colon. The largest part is the colon, and then the food will be stored in rectum. In colon, absorption of water will take place. No food is absorbed in large intestine. Only water is absorbed In large intestine, only water is absorbed. Food is not absorbed in large intestine. Only water will be absorbed. Water, minerals, they will be absorbed. Then that food is stored in rectum, and through rectum, through the small pore or opening called anus, which is controlled by anal sphincter muscles, it will be thrown out. Okay, the undigested food, that process is known as defecation. Throwing out of undigested, unabsorbed food from the anus is known as defecation. Thank you, children.